Happy Friday, everyone. Today is 21st of July. Let's go through the pairs, see what we got. First pair, USD Looks like we had a winner yesterday. As you can see on 15 minutes, price went against me a little bit and then came back and just perfectly hit the TP. Actually, my TP would be a little bit lower. 121 would be about here. Second strategy, we are in a hedge. I'm just waiting for the price to come back to this zone to close this sell and continue with a buy because I think it's just gonna keep going up. There's nothing for teams strategy here. USD CAD also had a winner, even though the candle closed bullish yesterday. We did get a move down, kind of a weak down and bounce back up, so that hit our TP. That's a good trade. There's no new entry here because this bullish candle doesn't seem very strong. Yeah, this bullish candle doesn't seem as strong. There's a quite likelihood for a price to continue bouncing since it's already bounced, continue bouncing going up, but it doesn't really suit my strategy. You can also have price just pushing back down again. In terms of second strategy, it didn't really pause here. We already missed a buy. And in terms of teams strategy, again, you can see here we had a trend down into this zone and a break of previous structure. So this location here would have been a good place to buy, and we already missed it. So that's that. I forgot to mention for the USD we need to go into another position here with my strategy. The reason being the candles are strong. Even though we have wick at the top, there's a good chance that it might continue up. So even though there is wick here, the body of the candle is pretty strong. So it's made quite a large move from down here all the way to up there. So it's more likely for it to continue up than for it to fall down. So we're into another position here. USD we have a strong pullback after quite a pause down here. I'm not sure if the pullback is gonna continue deeper or if it's gonna head back down, but according to my strategy, I'll be entering here, waiting for a price to go back up. Since the candle is so large, I'm not gonna go all the way. Maybe 2/3 of the body should be enough for a stop loss, and that give me a better TP, more likely for the price to reach before coming back down. There's no other entry for the second strategy or for the team's strategy here. AUD looks like we had a loss yesterday. Didn't really give us a chance to minimize this loss. It just bounced really hard in the opposite direction, which is fine. It happens. This zone might hold. I'm not sure. This zone might be a pullback and a bounce. So with the second strategy, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna close this buy since it's already come down, close at that break even. I'm gonna keep the sell since I believe it's gonna bounce and come back down. And team's strategy, since this is a kind of a very strong trend into this area, even though it's past it, if it breaks below this level here, we can go for a sell with team's strategy, and I think that would make sense. So I'm just gonna put an alert here. The price come back down, break these lows, we can expect a move down. Oh, not a good day for me. Also a loss here. Yeah, what happens when price just goes back and forth and doesn't really show a continuous move? So that's a loss as well. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna close this buy right here, and then I'm gonna enter a sell for the second strategy, and a hedge buy maybe somewhere around up here. I'll narrow down this zone to this area, makes more sense. I don't see a this might also be a good entry for team's strategy. Actually would have been good here, but we can go here already. This is previous structure broken. It's a good trend up. We don't care about this bit here. This is the main leg up. So we just enter team's strategy here for a 1 to 2. AUD CAD. Oh, that's a very large wick. Yeah, we also had a loss here. I still think the momentum is down considering the rejection, but we don't really have a strong momentum candle, and this rejection might have a follow through up. So we'll leave that be. There's no other entries here. AUD USD also a loss. You don't get often wicks like this that take you out. Usually wicks are smaller. This is huge. Something must have happened. AUD JPY. We have a strong candle here, closed into a zone. It looks like prices bounced, make a higher low. Might be trying to break through for a new high. I think I'll be entering a buy here since the body is very strong and since it's failed to go down multiple times. And I don't see any other entry for teams. And since I don't think it's gonna bounce down, I'm not gonna enter a second strategy here for a bounce. More likely gonna break. We will see. New Zealand CAD, no new entries. Second strategy in a hedge. I can consider this also a zone, but the body is quite strong, so I'm simply gonna enter here as well. I'm not really sure this zone would be significant, and the momentum is very strong. New Zealand CHF, we're not in a position here. Yesterday close was a strong bullish. I'm gonna buy this for an up move deeper into this zone. So hopefully it can come back up, maybe do a week before going down. Second strategy, we're in a hedge. Unless price comes back up, I close the buy. We're not touching this yet. New Zealand USD, we're also moving into this zone, and this is a very strong looking zone. I'm gonna just stay this out. We have this trend going in. We entered on team's strategy one time, it bounced, but it didn't really reach our TP, and it's no longer really suitable for team's strategy. We are in a buy here, waiting for it to bounce for second strategy. New Zealand JPY, looks like it just barely missed my TP and then came back down, which is fine. I think I'm gonna close this here at a small loss, a little bit lower about here. Since it's lost this momentum, no longer looking like it's gonna go up. Euro pound, we have a winner on euro pound. It's a very strong week, very strong week. Normally I would do a sell, but with my current strategy, I don't have that luxury. So I don't really have an option where if there's a strong wick, I would consider that a strong candle in the opposite direction. So we don't have entry here from my position, but you could be selling that for an expectation that it's gonna be a follow through on the pullback, since you've got basically a big double top there, a big rejection. Or this can be a double top and then come back here for a double bottom retest of a structure before going up. That's also possible. So Euro CHF, looks like we're barely hit TP here, literally. I mean, with a pip before we went and hit our stop loss. So we do have a winner on Euro CHF, but just got very lucky. And we do have a strong bullish candle. I'm just gonna enter a buy position based on my strategy, and I would like it to reach these highs. I don't really expect the price to pull into the zone stop loss, so I can get a 1-2-1. I think this should be adequate. Second strategy, we are in a two sells position here, and we're still gonna continue with that. And there's nothing for team's strategy here yet, unless it pulls into this zone for a break of a structure. Euro JPY, alright, this doesn't look like it's going well, but at this point it's kind of, might as well take full stop loss. So what I'm gonna do, I'm instead gonna set an alert. Here. See if the price would like to pull back up to this crowded area before going down. If not, it would have a full loss, which is, you can see I entered on this bullish candle, even though I had a rejection. I expected a follow through up, didn't happen. Euro AUD, this is a very strong candle. I'm just gonna simply enter. Might have a pullback. Sometimes after strong candles we have pullback. I'm just gonna make sure I put my stop loss somewhere the week of today's candle not gonna reach. So we leave it like this. Our sell is also in the profit. The hedge didn't trigger, so we can delete that. We have a sell here. Now close this sell once price comes down to these lows. And there is nothing for teams strategy. And we have a win here for Euro USD. And we're gonna follow this up with another sell. So Euro USD, expect a pullback to this zone here at the previous strong rejections. Euro New Zealand, teams had a winner, that's good. Teams had a winner. Euro New Zealand had a break of a structure and then just price dropped down, which is good. There's no entry for me, there's no strong looking candles, and we are still in a buy position and a sell position here. Now if I was awake during this time, I would have closed my sell at about this level and maintain the buy for the price to go up. Since like hedging really doesn't work for my lifestyle, since you need to be watching the price continuously, or at least having an alert in all the right places and be awake during these times to trade. Euro CAD also had a winner on Euro CAD, and we're gonna follow through the momentum down. Pound JPY is definitely moving down, but there's a lot of bullish pressure here. I'm just gonna mark this as a zone and see what happens. So this sell we are in right now, the pound JPY, we can close it for a second strategy. I like to wait for the price to come further into this zone before buying. So let's say we put a pending order down here, and obviously it needs a hedge. Pound AUD had a strong bearish candle but a rejection. This looks good for a sell on my strategy. See, we have a strong candle, and I believe this zone is not very strong because the candle was still closed into it. I think there's gonna be further push down past this zone. Maybe put a stop loss just behind the candle, since there is a chance for a bounce to happen. Yeah, so hopefully it breaks this zone and continues since it's showing a strong momentum down. And we have trend down here, but you can consider it's broken zone, so we don't really have teams strategy. If the price comes back up, we could buy on teams strategy, since it would be breaking this trend. And we're in a sell position here, also in a buy position. I'm gonna close the sell position there, enter a new buy, and if the price bounces here to halfway, we can close these two buys in the middle at break even. Pound USD, we had a winner, and there's no new entry. This could bounce very easily, even though it's closed strong. This is a strong level. Pound CAD, this is the one I said is too close to the zone, yet still it went into the zone, which is fine. I could have entered here for another win, but my analysis wasn't very correct. I should make a note of this. Maybe as long as the candle closes up before the zone, even though it's been rejected, there's still a chance for a follow through into the zone again. Now for the second strategy, I'm gonna close this sell, add a buy right here. Same thing, price comes halfway in between, we can close this losing buy with this winning buy with break even. And team's strategy, if it comes back up, break this structure, I'm gonna be entering it right here. Previous structure gets broken. Pound CHF, this one was from yesterday. We have a strong bullish candle. A bounce has happened. I'm gonna be entering a buy here on my strategy, since we have the strong bullish candle. If this has a follow through a little bit more, we can take profit there. Just need this to have a deeper bounce. Pound New Zealand also had a winner yesterday with a giant wick. There's no new entry for me on this pair, but since it's already got a giant wick rejection, and the body is very small, so seems like momentum is missing. When this happens, either the momentum missing, there's no momentum, or that is so two-sided that the momentum on bears matches the momentum of bulls. So it's quite a struggle there. You can't really see this as a strong momentum candle in either direction. It looks like we've had a bounce from down here, had a loss on team's strategy, break off this structure, obviously. I like this candle for buy my strategy, maybe back to these highs a little bit lower over here. Yeah, we missed the opportunity to buy on the second strategy here. As I said, it's very difficult. These are mostly happens in US time where I'm sleeping. Probably second strategy is not really suitable for me. Cat JPY, wow, almost had a winner, but not quite. We'll maintain this. Hopefully continue pushes up. I'm not gonna enter a new position, or should I? Yeah, I think I can. This candle's quite a strong, not as strong as these candles, but there is a momentum in it. So I'm gonna add to this position. Basically same TP. It just continues pushing up. We'll be in two winning positions. My stop loss actually gonna put it a little bit lower with respect to the 15 minutes, and then TP would be a little bit higher here. And we also in a buy position for the second strategy. CHF JPY, we had a loss. Looks like we've just had a very strong pullback. You will eventually get a pullback, even though price is moving up. It's not gonna move up forever. So yeah, we pull back to this zone. This is a good position to do another buy. We already closed this sell at a loss. Could have waited longer. Could have closed this sell here at a break even and then maintain the buy or add another buy for the second strategy. Now, even though this is a strong bearish candle, I'm not entering on a sell because it's into this zone and it's quite likely it might bounce. All right, NASDAQ. So yesterday, 15 minutes chart, I simply said an alert, two alerts, one above this structure, one below of the structure. So if it continues the trend down, it will break the structure and I enter. And that's exactly what happened. Just continue the structure down. This could have even been for a 1, 2, 3 as well. I'm gonna remove these alerts now. So NASDAQ is also a win for the, wow, yeah, so US 30. So what I did this time, in my head, I just assumed inverse correlation between these two. And I waited for the price to come to a zone to bounce up. Once it started going up, and I just bought when I was selling NASDAQ, and it seems like it worked. Even though that might not be the relationship, but sometimes it is inverse correlation. This also could have gone to 1, 2, 3, even more. I like this strategy Teams has on NASDAQ and US 30, and I'm thinking I might be adopting these into my trading. Alright guys, thank you for listening. This is it for today. Have a good weekend and I'll see you bright and early Monday.